Good day, viewers. Welcome to Central Focus. I am Suleiman Haruna. Today we will be looking at the issue concerning the local government financial autonomy that concerns all the states of the Federation. I have with me in the studio Dr. Kenneth Enebe, a motivational speaker, a public analyst, who will help us in this discussion, shaping this issue, like I said, by his experiences, so that the in-depth of this issue can be analyzed and knowledge will be borrowed or taken from your experiences. Dr. Enebe, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like we said, today's discussion beckons on the local government financial autonomy. Doctor, the court, which is the apex court, actually says yes to issue of financial autonomy for the local government. But the implementation says no. Why this?
Thank you very much. This is a very critical topic that we are going to discuss. I call it critical in the sense that the three tiers of government is that of the local government, state, and federal. And for the fact that the federal government have their own share of allocation whenever it's shared directly to them, and that of state directly to them. Depriving one not to have it in the first place is an injustice. That is why. And then the bulk of populations or the voting populations are those at the local government. You are aware that in any normal elections or federal elections, election is considered right from the ward to local government, from local government to state, and if it is that of federal to federal to federal. If that is the case, why should you deprive these people that at the base of elections or choosing people into an office? So by so doing, the local government has suffered enough. However, the reason why I think, like you said, well, I owe the president a big thank you. That is President Tinubu. I owe him a lot of thank you in this regard for putting his feet down to ensure that this is done, and the effort he has made. I remember the state at once went to court for this policy not to be implemented. Of course, when you are used to, let me put it this way, when you are used to certain food, and let me put it this way, if a child that is born starts sucking the mother's breast from the day it's being born, the day the mother wants to stop that child from that sucking breast, that it is enough. The battle the mother and the child to go through. So that is the way I look at this. Because a system had allowed the money of the local government going through the state. And they've had a good taste of this, either by way of conspiracy, agreement, or whichever way. And now to say you are going to take that aspect, that's money. We're talking about money. So you're going to take that aspect away from the state. Certainly, we should know that it will not be easy. It's not just because it's Nigeria. I'm sure in some other African countries, so to say, because I don't want to use the Western word, similar thing will happen because we are black and we know what we can do when it comes to such. So,
okay.
but we thank God they're able to get to this point. For the Supreme Court would have even given judgment in the first place. And some people are still standing against it. It's another way of telling you that do we work with law?
That will have been my next
So
question.
do we work with law? Of course, we work with law when it is convenient. And that is one of the problems we are having in this country. Because I don't see any reason. Take, for instance, a governor from a particular state, come from a local government,
Exactly.
for you to become a governor. The deputy governor from that place come from a particular place. The senator from that place come from a particular local government. It might be different local government. Then if they said money that comes to each local government should go to them to do the needful for the people on the down there,
Yes,
why not allow it? Because it will even help you that while the governor is doing the right thing, then the local government chairman is doing the right thing. In fact, to a large extent, what I even expect, if we are sincere to ourselves, is for the governor to see the role they can play in checkmating, and money that comes to local government is actually used for the people down, which will also help the state for achievement.
Thank you, sir. Doctor, do they have any reason to justify this attitudinal behavior, which is against the provision of the Constitution of the land? Do they have any reason to justify?
Yes.
That is denying the local government after the pronouncement of the Supreme Court.
They have explained the reason they have. I would say they have reason, but it's not
their reason justifiable?
It's not a justifiable reason. The reason is that they want to make money from the money that is going to the local government. That is just that. The only reason is, what is my gain? What do I get from here? And don't forget, the elections down there, because of that alone, the elections down there, there are a lot of, in Nigeria or any other place, so to say, there are a lot of give and take.
Financial transactions, political financial transactions.
Give and take. So what if in a particular state, there's an agreement, whoever wants to become, okay, whatever comes to you, for me to recover the money I used to do I use from the state cover for you to win an election. The only way they can recover is to make sure that the money comes through them. So before the money goes to the local government, the agreement they've had to pay that money by or to deduct it, they will take it. I'm just using as an example.
Yes.
If that's just one area I use as an example. So these are pari passu kind of, arrangement. As fella talk about arrange.
Well, the society have a way out of this quagmire.
Yes. Thank you for this question. This is where I'll actually come. We have a way out if we are serious. Number one, let me say categorically here that our political presentation will have to change the narratives. In Nigeria, what we pursue is party, the name of a party. Take, for instance, I go vote for APC, I go vote for PDP, I go vote for whatever party. But we never really talk about the person. See, me, I see party as just a vehicle you just enter to a destination. When the vehicle safely take you to that destination, drops you there. It's not the motor that takes you there now. Is what do you have the ability and capability to do? What have you gone to do? What are you bringing home? What are you coming to tell the people? That where you went, this is what you did. This is what you bring. That is where I know Nigerians have to start understanding party. Let's not talk about party. Let's talk about person. By the time we start talking about person, in a local government, for crying loud, if a local government chairman is going to be elected, the people must rise up to ensure that it's not party they are voting person. And this person is somebody they know that has touched their life, even in a private capacity, or where he has worked and he knows he has that passion for his people down there. When he becomes the local government chairman, he's going to do better because now there's fund to do more than he has done even at a private level.
Sir, but over time, we're made to understand that some of these political elites, what they do these days is to, on their own, pick a candidate, not even within the consensus, but within their own determination, because they become so powerful to dictate the affairs of a political party. If that is so, how do you think that the people at the grassroots can actually do their bidding in making sure that a certain particular individual do not emerge as a winner that will make a representation?
Yeah. You see, like where we started from, that is where the policy of give the local government money their money.
No, you said that there are some elites
Yes.
who dictate before the election. There are some financial transactions.
There are agreements.
Exactly. Okay,
there are agreements. That is where you are now going.
Yeah.
I'm now saying the only way, like the question you just put up.
Yes, sir.
With this issue of give the local government their money, by the time this is successfully put in place, some of those things will start changing in many states, I can bet you. Because take, for instance, the money is transferred straight to the local government. When the state want to dictate, or the governor, or the case may be, want to dictate, that dictation will now have a limitation. Do you understand?
Yes.
Even whatever agreement they are going to have, we have limitations. And with time, this thing, with time, it will overlap and it will start fizzling out for everybody. But like I said, let me warn. How do you hold these people accountable? Because the local government, just like what you see in some state, you are going to also see it at local government level. Then that is where the people in each local government should now get ready to hold their own children accountable. But it's easier to hold a local government chairman accountable than holding even a governor accountable. Assuming in a state where you have maybe 20 or 21 or 40 local government. The local government there, or 20 local government there, might not be able to hold the governor of that state accountable, because the particular place you come from will now see you are witch hunting us. You get it?
Yes.
But in this case, when every local government is given what is due to them, then the people should be ready to hold your own children in from your local government, that is now your local government chairman, accountable. And you start by holding him or her accountable by voting the right person. That you know that he has been good, not because he's the child of one emir or one chief, this and this. That's why we put him there. But okay, he has been doing this. No. So now it is the time, part of the sensational, like some of this CSO.
Yeah.
That's a civil society. These are some of the things they should take up. That please elect somebody you know he has shown that passion to the people at the grassroots.
Doctor, let's all come back to you. Viewers at home, you are watching Gampi Radio TV. And then the program today is Central Focus, where issues of high profile within the society and the country at large is discussed. Stay tuned. You can equally discuss, be part of the discussion using all our social handle. We know you are there. That forms the reason we are here too. Doctor, I'm back to you again.
Thank you.
Looking at this whole scenario, like you have said, the civil society have a role to play.
Yes.
Is the structure, that is the policy, is the structure strong enough to actually checkmate some of these excesses, where a governor refused, after the declaration of the Supreme Court, to allow the local government to exist the way and manner it is structured? Do you think the policy available is enough or strong enough to actually do the needful?
You see, we have laws and policies very strong. It is the will that is our problem. We have the laws we have in Nigeria. I'm sure Britain doesn't have it, or even the US. But the will, and that will is not there. Not that people don't know, but the will is not there because of self first. What do I want to get? What do I want to get? What is my interest? That is the problem we have as black men or as black people.
No, actually, sir.
So,
Doctor, sorry, let me
yes.
cut in here. I believe in this issue of self first. But what I believe we should champion the most is that your self-interest should not undermine the interests of others, especially that of the nation.
You are now talking in a country. I don't want to use certain words. You are talking in a country within a people or a leader that God sent to a people.
Okay.
When God sent a leader to a person, he will be thinking, considering such aspect. So even though it is myself, okay, let me tell you something. That is something that this argument I used to have. I used to have this argument that when you say corruption, I'm one of those who believe that instead of telling somebody that is corrupt, why not just call the person you are a thief? It pains you more when somebody calls you a thief.
Because it's like corruption.
Corruption is a baptism.
It has been institutionalized.
It's baptism.
That people celebrate.
Yeah, that people celebrate. So why not say you are a thief? And again, I also believe that there's nothing like corruption. What we have among the black is greed. Because what you don't need, okay, take for instance, there was this arithmetic I did one time, or somebody also postulated that if you have 1 billion naira and you are spending like 1 million or thereabout, 1 million or something like that. I think I know it's one something.
Okay.
And you will spend every day. You will spend 1 billion for 88 years without doing anything. So what do you want to do? What is it? What type of life do you want to live? And somebody has these billions, keeping them, some are rotting away somewhere, and so on. So it's greed. Because greed will take you what you don't need. It will make you to take what you don't need. That is greed.
And then these same people are the one administering some of this policy.
Yes, because they are the one who find their way into that place.
They are
the opportunists who
they
find
design
their
the policy in a way that it will favor them. They know the in and out of such.
If you even ask me, if you say they design the policy the way it favors them, I think they acted the way it will favor them. Then at the end of the day, they use the power when the way they did, which is wrong from the policy. When the law want to catch up with them, they only use that opportunity also to suppress the law taking care of them. So the policies are there. There are policies. Okay. In every organizations, you have accounting department, for example. You have audit department, for example. Even we have accountant general of the federation. We have the auditor general of the federation. Bring it down to even institutions or various establishments. When there are auditors, there are accountants. Is corruption not still going on? It's going on now.
Within the system.
Within the
particular system.
Because the auditor must agree with accountant, and accountant must agree with the auditor for these two things to go on. So sometimes you ask, who is actually checking who? Who is checking who? This is where we don't get it. I'm not against. See, let me be honest with you. Even in advanced country, this corruption we are talking about, let's use that baptism name. The corruption we are talking about, I think to a large extent, there are level of corruption so in some of these advanced countries.
Like we heard, some of this advanced country, in their own, it is labeled or titled as lobby.
So now, whichever name they give to it, but where I'm going or the area I want to subscribe to it, sort of, is that if you have a road project to construct, and you have been given the bill that it will take 100 million naira to construct that road, then you now say, okay, put a markup, 20%, 30% markup on top. You are sure you can 100 million will construct the road, and you give me the best thing. Say yes. If they put the 30% or 20% markup, I'm not teaching this in place. Then if it is that 20%, let's assume you put 20% for 100 million, I think you have 20 million, isn't it? If you take that and you believe that that one is enough, and you use the 100 million to do that road for people to use, and leave it as legacy for generation that is coming. They will not look at your 20 million naira you add to that contract. But this is the situation where we are. The money will be taken. They will not even do that contract. There's nothing. The money is taken. Have you not had in this country during a certain regime when a powerful political this was given about 300 something billion for road renovation throughout? Did he use it? What happened to today? They talk about they have forgotten it. It was everywhere. Who is auditing who? Who is asking the other person to bring? Because when everybody's hands are inside the pot.
That is accountability.
Accountability
it's only either by paper or on paper or on a screen. But in the actual sense, it has all disappeared into air.
Of course, accountability. Nobody is asking for accountability, and those who are supposed to ask, they are not clean. The people you want to ask, they are not clean. Who are you going to now expose? Who are you going to talk about?
Doctor, in your own way, by experience, what best way do you advise the people at the grassroots to actually take this issue of the government belongs to the people? How can that be achieved?
Yeah, like I said accountability is going to be very key. And I said in the local government, let's say a local government that has 10 wards, that makes 10 wards, they know themselves. And out of this 10 wards, one ward, a local government chairman come. They have councillors that come from other wards, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
These people can hold the local government accountable.
Thank you very much. Do they actually know, or were they well informed, that the power belongs to them? Do they actually know that?
They know. Some of them know.
The majority even among few.
Some of them know. But the problem is that when they are there, like I told you, when everybody's hand is inside the pot, it becomes a problem to ask. But
what I'm saying, I'm talking about those at the grassroots.
Yes, we are saying the same thing.
Okay.
I say, take for instance, in a local government or a local government chairman, he has his councillors. Okay?
Yes.
Now, the councillors, some of them know. Or at the point, that's why I talk about people should now look at who is going to be my councillor and my chairman.
Yes.
You should have a record in that local government. Oh, this man, he worked in social place. This is what he has done for the people. He used to come home, or he's always doing this. He used to help people. That's that passion. There are people who could pretend anyway. They will still do all those ones to grab a political this thing. When they grab it, but the people know themselves at the grassroots. They know themselves better. Do you get it? Gone are those days. Those days when you say, "Don't spoil your family name." Today, there's nothing like that. We have seen people who has credible name. Maybe their children are given position. They destroy that name of the family because of their conduct while they are in position of authority. We have seen it. But then I said there are individuals that in their own local government, if not the state, they do things to help people. That is what we call passion for the people. They've been coming each time they come. They help people from family. They extend to some people within the local government. You will not stop people when anybody come and be our chairman because you're always helping, and we know if you are there, more money comes. You will do better for this local government.
Sir, what is the risk here? That is, if these people who should be at the helm of affairs now turn around to deny the position of the courts, what is the risk if the local government could not assess what is meant for them to run the activities of the local government? What is the risk?
You see, like I told you, the local government, that's why I appreciated the president. The way the president and the body language of the president and the comment he has made so far regarding this autonomy of a thing, I think before the end of his first tenure, and possibly if God said keep his life and God make him to come back, I'm sure he has interest to make sure this happens, even though he has to stick his neck out from the body language anyway. to stick his neck out. I've had some, apart from local government that are rejecting and so they cut the order. And that is the only way we can go. And once it started, and I'm sure the local government enjoy it for a while, they too now say, oh no, enough is enough.
Thank you so much, Doctor. On a final note, what is your advice for those down there at the grassroots? One, for them to know that the power resides with them, to know that the decision of the courts, which is the Supreme Court, is at their favor. They should stand and defend such. What is your advice to that effect?
Like my advice once again, the community that should, we have youth, some youth movement in some at local government setting. Most of all these you see that are on social media today, talking, saying this and so on, they come from somewhere now. They come from some of these local governments from their own various states. This is the time they too should be thinking inward to go and educate their own people. Certain things they should do, certain things they need to know. This is the time. It's not all about somebody who comes from Ekiti or who comes from Enugu will now be insulting one leader in Sokoto, one leader in Kogi State. But in your own house is rotten. But you are insulting one leader that he has done wrong. So this is not. Go back and let your charity start from home. Educate your own people.
Thank you very much.
What is happening to them and what is likely to happen to them before you start extending your.
Because of the time, sir. Thank you. Let's bring this home. I learned you are a resident of or within the North Central.
Yes.
Can you relate this your last position or your submission? That is, instead of cascading other people, why not look inward? What is your advice? Especially to the state or some of those states or the states within the North Central. What is your advice to them?
You see, this is an issue that I think is too mighty for us to mention it. North Central, or what we refer to as Middle Belt, is too mighty, it's too big, it's too important to the survival of the North as a whole and to the survival of Nigeria. So it's too mighty, and I want you to take this as a topic of its own. But if we start, time is not there. I don't want to talk halfway. But when we delve into it, we will delve into it very well to waken our brain.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Viewers at home, like I said, I remain Suleiman Haruna. Thank God you have taken one or two things out of this discussion that will be of betterment to the development of this nation. Thank you so much. Until next time, when we will be bringing you another interesting episode. This is Central Focus. Thank you. I remain Suleiman Haruna Osikoi. Bye.
Thank you.